Finally got to it, but we're gonna change some guitar strings today. We got everything we need. Possibly. We got ourselves some rags and some European paper towels. Or they have a more fancier name than that. And that is improper grammar. So, and of course, orange juice provided by HEB today. It's Florida's natural or HEB so far in my life. I'll drink Minute Maid and Tropicana. That's just where I'm at. What's in plenty? Oh yeah, no, I did forget the other two things. And one other thing, possibly. But got everything we need so far. And for the hard to get, all the fun stuff in between. But nothing too bad. Q-tips for the tighter places, but nothing too bad, I think. It'll all work out. But this is glory. This is the first guitar I bought after losing all of my previous gear, kind of thing. Literally left with nothing. So, and this is, what was it? This is with the money I got for my first job. Or the first time I was able to get money or whatever. This is literally what I bought was like the first check. All the innards was gone. It was just a body and neck. But I knew because of the body color what year it was. It was the same year that I got my Squire Jazz bass. That was the same color. It was the same series. And I knew I had to have it instantly. So, took it home and I think over the span of probably a couple months, collected everything I need and rebuilt this guitar. Brought it back to life. So, I was pretty happy with it. Still am. Glory's amazing. The first Strat I've ever owned, actually. So, that's what's pretty cool about this one. I've owned everything else, but this is the first Strat I ever owned. And I thought it was pretty fitting. Found it in a pawn shop with all of its insides ripped apart. There's a body and a neck. And decided it needed to sing again. But for 40 bucks, because it was marked down as have to go. And that is how I bought this guitar. What is it? I don't know, call it like 3-4 years without an income or being able to participate in capitalism kind of thing. Because I traveled roughly like 13 years across 30 different states and like 5-6 different countries. From like 2009 till, 2000, pretty much like 18 really. I have not gone internationally since COVID, but not because of the quarantine or anything. I have not. I have not been over this. My passport has not been active. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty cool. It was like 3 or 4 years looking for work. Finally got money. It was literally. It was the third check I got because it was money I had saved up for wanting to look for a guitar. So I found this guy and bought it for 40 bucks. And what was crazy, as this was my first Strat, sometime a short time later, at the same job, by a guy that I actually really liked, but I think we were purposely pitted against each other. He was moving in with a girlfriend or whatever, and he had to sell a guitar. Before I ever got there or something, like, he wanted to sell it or something like that. And, I told him I don't have any money or whatever. And he was like, he threw me a price. And I remember saying, all I have is this, like 175 bucks. And he said, fine, $125 it is. And I said, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I just need move-in money for real. And I was like, okay, cool. And I thought it was really cool about the guitar because he gave me a history of the guitar, how it went through the music cycle of his musician crew of like middle school and high school and up until, adult life and everything. And so I thought it was really cool have that kind of piece of history, especially from a city as large and vast as Houston was. And so, yeah, the second Strat I've ever owned in my life, I got for $125, is Faith. My, my Mexican Strat right there. And it's not a racist thing, it is built in Mexico. Just letting you know. And honestly, I think it might even be better because if you think about Spanish guitar makers, so you never know. Uh, American Stars are just good too, but I love it though. It sings well. Um, so yeah, that's how I got that guitar. So literally, what is it? From like 2009, 2017, kind of didn't have anything. Or basically like from 2010, 11 or whatever. I only had my Paul Reed Smith and my Alvarez, and I traveled across 30 states and Canada and into Mexico and stuff. But a couple of islands, but lost everything around 2015, 16. So it was about 2017, 18. So yeah, it was like 3 years, no income. Well, that whole time since 2009, well, 2009 till pretty much 2018, I didn't have income at all. So, no job or anything. Wasn't allowed to participate in capitalism, I guess. But I applied everywhere I went, every city I walked through. So, I'd spend a couple days, 3 weeks, and if no one said yes to me on a job, I walked to the next city. And I did that for like 12, 13 years. Had a passport and a driver's license and 2 guitars. Had a blast. Otherwise, I'm sorry this changing is taking forever, but I don't know why I'm deciding not to cut these strings. Probably because they still work. I'm a very big component on if it's not broken, not necessarily don't fix it, but if something's working and it works great and it doesn't cost a lot of money or needs to be plugged into a wall socket that will operate, there's no need to throw it all away. No, we're finally there. You can probably see that dirt. This guitar, Glory here, was the instrument I used when I wrote the song Barbed Wire and Gunpowder. And I named it that because of how this guitar looked when it was dirty. I loved it. Oh, cool fact. So I was living underneath, what was it? I was living underneath Main Street in Houston with this guitar. And that is when I painted the headstock. I remember I sanded it down, painted this up. I was right there underneath the railroad tracks, underneath, what is it, Burnett Station? I know it's Hardy Yards now. Well, it's always been Hardy's Yard because that's where the wheelhouse is. There's a couple of concrete platforms where you can see where they took in the steam trains to operate and do the maintenance work on them. There, but anyways, I was living underneath that bridge for some time. But yeah, I remember that's when I sanded and painted this headstock. It's glow in the dark to match everything here, and whew. Oh. But yeah, otherwise it all worked out and so forth. I found somebody with an outlet to let me wire this thing up, and then I remember I was like just out underneath the bridge living, and I was putting this guitar together because I was like, damn. I can't remember what the situation was, but basically I had to leave wherever I was plugged up, welding this together, soldering it together. So I remember being under that Main Street Bridge, or 100 Main Street Bridge, it's like 3 p.m., just sanding this down, spray painting it there along the railroad tracks. It was fun. But I love this thing. What is it? Almost 10 years together, 9 years together, 8 years. Still fantastic. Well, that part of the string broke. Oh, but either way, I'll go through that later. Let's do the fun stuff. Get into the cleaning here. Now, there we go. This is not necessary. This is just me being weird. But, as these move, you can just lift them up and get underneath as well. I just like using Q-tips because they just get in. You can probably see that dirt. But we're gonna make Lori pretty for a little bit. Polish up her chrome and stainless. Make sure she glistens, and you're gonna have some fresh strings. So probably take forever because I don't rush anything, but I believe in doing it not only right the first time, but perfect the first time too. I hate having to go back. Alrighty. There we are. It is a lot of pressure not having to pull, the release mechanism of the trigger down so hard. This should be the only really dirty nook and cranny place I gotta hit. Honestly, everything else should be fine. But, ew. Jim Varney, thank you. Otherwise known as Ernest P. Worrell. Favorite Ernest movies: Ernest Goes to Jail and Ernest Scared Stupid. I think are probably up there as the best, or at least in my heart. And then, yeah, works out. But we're doing good here. We're cleaning up pretty well. I think she's looking right. Good morning, everyone. Hey, hello, everyone. Appreciate you hanging out and so forth. But yeah, I'm just working it out. Cleaning everything up. I got the pine and lemon oil for the neck. Really just got to get this grout out of here. Nah, I don't need any more. Don't need to overdo it. That's the real truth. And then, actually, I'll get started working on the neck. Because otherwise, it's done. That's really the hard part, just getting in here in the nook and crannies and getting it all done. But otherwise, I find this pretty relaxing. Oh, using a screwdriver or even tiny Allen heads, you can raise and lower the action of your strings from the neck with these components off the headers, or the adjusters, I mean. These bolts back here, the tensioning bolts, this actually determines your perfect tune. How you do that is when you run your, say your E string, say your tune the standard. You have E, and on the tuner, boom, rings, you're dead center, right? What you do is you then press your string down, or the E string down on the 12th fret, and you hit it again. And as long as that shows perfectly green, you do not have to mess with this at all. You can mess with this all day and not mess with your tune. And that is how that component mainly works. Maybe not put that in a spillable position. And then you just give it a little go. A little elbow grease, and it really should be coming off. You might be able to see. Let me try to get down a little bit. And you can leave the neck dirty, it's fine. I'm just having fun. I'm just putting on new strings. So I'm thinking to myself, man, it's been forever. And plus, one of those cool things as I think as a musician or guitar player, you want to see the wear and tear you put into an instrument. Because if you think about it, I'm the one that's played this. So that might show a little bit. We'll definitely do a zoom in on it, but I can still see the wear marks into the neck. So, oh my goodness! You look like a centerfold for Musician's Friend. My goodness. Look at you. Oh, sorry. He's kissing the baby. Is gingivitis transferable? No. No, luckily not. And like I said, just a little TLC, and then I don't soak the whole rag. I soaked one side so the other side's sort of dry, and as you work down, you kind of dry it as you go. But usually for woods, even if they're coated or not, there's nothing wrong with giving them a little moisture, like with some oils. Like you would do with any hardwood burnishes. Like Luthers and carpenters, being musicians, would be like an extended cheat code, because you already have everything you need to keep it all working. Oh, and I guess electricians too, and plumbers. You guys use solders. Also, computer techs and everything else. I'm just insulting everyone now. But, ooh! I'm hoping that live stream at least is not going to be corrupted this time. Well, this one ain't. But to where it'd be cool because you could probably see that dirt just disappear as you're looking at this thing. And then voila. It's going to be a rainy day today, so I don't have much sunlight to show off. Keep just banging everything around. I think it's working out well. But, oh yeah, that's turning out well. Appreciate the love, guys. Thank you. But, just having a little fun. And then it's going to be exciting, too. Just the jam. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. We're talking fresh slappity slap. Fresh slappity slap. Of some strings on some, oh, beautifully oiled wood. Talking slappity slap slap. Maybe I shouldn't spray that into the camera. Oh, and you can use any kind of like detailer you want. What was it? My mom, basically she's a property manager, but you know, my mom was a house cleaner. She cleaned houses. That's how she supported us. So, can't get mad at me with the old Windex on polished surfaces. A little ammonia never really hurt. Ooh, I bet that really showing up too. How that dirt just disappearing. It'd be a little messy, but I'm gonna refold it, get the other way out. But, ooh, she is pretty. Yeah, so I like colors. I'm an artist. I make my own artwork if you hadn't noticed. Especially if you haven't checked out the Home of Sea Creatures yet. Type it in, HSC, Home of Sea Creatures. You'll find it at Momentum Technologies HSJ. It'll all work out. And then, oh, I guess I could have done a little work here. But it's okay. Otherwise, you're really left with the body. Because I know this soaks through. We'll give the body a good little polish. And then the stickers is just an I voted sticker, and then just I support firefighters and the ambulance driver sticker. Thought it matched. The guitar strap I think I bought months later, and I thought it would match the motif of the guitar and stuff. So whether it might have been born internationally, it was at least Frankenstein re-put together, rebuilt in Texas. So I always said it's built in Texas. Maybe not born, but it is built in Texas. And then voila! We just got to put on some new strings. Which I have, which is not the big deal. But otherwise, appreciate you guys hanging out though. Hopefully you're having a good time. If you got any questions, I could stand right here and look at what you're saying. Otherwise, you're doing well. But I think she's looking beautiful, especially the way that's coming out. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. So now we do the easy part, which is stringing it up. And then mostly take like a 5-minute pause and I'm going to do a live stream jam with it. So we'll get to hear the quality right after. But nothing too bad. So. Let's start opening the condoms. Or that's what I call these string packs. They're pretty much like condoms. I feel like. What are you doing in there? I'm stringing a guitar. Better not be getting on. And I usually wire it the other way too, so that's hysterical. Okay. Let's do a focus of OJ. Beneficial. Okay. Hang on. This is where you do the do 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 do. Technical difficulties. We'll be back after these messages. And I think I'm in the same spot. Voila! There we go. Nothing wrong with it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Mm. It looks so good. Now, this is what I was talking about at the beginning. Because I might actually have to find a real lead pencil real quick. I found that one on the sidewalk. Felt like I could use it regardless. Like I said, if it's still got use, I'm not throwing it away. Not a hoarder. It's just, I'm a writer, so I'm going to use pencils. So there's no point letting a fresh pencil go unclaimed. But basically, as a cool little trick, you want to add a little graphite into the nut of your guitar. Because it lubricates the string along the nut. I got bone nuts in both of these. Yeah, when I had this when I had this thy guitar, I don't believe the nut was in. I think I had to add that myself. Because I think that one, well, I had to replace that one too. Why? Okay, I guess both of these I got lucky because the nuts were broken too. I don't know, I just did it myself. But basically, just do a generous amount of graphite. You don't have to go crazy with it. But it's just enough. But it's apparently one of those old tricks that they've done for ages. Good old graphite as a lubricator, sawdust shaving. Not sawdust shavings, but all that stuff kind of working. I don't think it matters over here. I'm just having fun. I don't think the graphite will transfer to the metal, but it can. Or at least the stainless. I know I said chrome earlier, but how it goes. But just for fun, we'll see if that does anything. Now, I'm not even too worried about all my settings and positions because everything should be what it is. Well, it's been great, so just gotta restring it. Like I said, this is the fun part. The hard part was getting in there, getting all the nook and crannies out, which you can also lift up and run a rag underneath pretty easy as well. I can't wait to wire a guitar for you guys. I have to show you what the project guitar is I'm doing. Because I'm basically wiring two guitars into one, but it's going to function like one guitar. And then, you're going to see what I'm doing there. All I'm doing is, I'm not pressuring it, I'm just kind of guiding it. Like, just trying to give it a little bit. Because really, this is where it's going to be like, ooh. But that's why I'm not too worried about that one. It shall be beautiful. Because you see how it bowed up? Because when it tightens, it's pretty much going to do the same thing. The magnet's there picking it up. But you see, that might be shown. That'll turn and that'll be all that needs to be done with it. Just tightened. La da 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 da. All the fun. All the fun in a day. So yeah, I could just run. I could just run it like this. Oh. There we go. Ta-da! What looks like I did the deadly risky negative loop will really probably turn into 1.5 loop, which will be fine. It will not be awful. Also, in many of these Strats, you can have anywhere from I think it's 1 to 2 springs or whatever normally when you find them, but you can add up to I think 5 in some situations. And that's all a whole other tension thing. But you could do creative lines with the springs and create certain tensions where it could be stronger on one end of the Strat and then lighter on the other, as an example. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of interchangeable, really. I don't need it to be super tight, but because it's gonna loosen anyway. All the other guitars. Otherwise, I just wanted to be a little pedantic with this stool. It was given to me a while back. I love it. I use it for everything. But I was sitting here trying to think, how can I comfortably restring this guitar and let you guys see it? And this is pretty much as close to, a trip at the oil change kind of thing. Kind of a setup at the garage. Like I said, I'm not putting no pressure. You don't want to create faults in the middle, like your cell phone charging cable. Same premise, same premise. Don't want to create faults in the middle. But I probably should tighten this one more, but it's going to get stuck on that bolt, but it'll be fine. And then, yeah, it's sort of time consuming, but it's nice to spend time. It's that quality time, whether it be with a woman or a car, or honestly a meal, like food, sustenance, just a piece of that. But all in a day, I think it's beautiful. I got life a little warm. I'm suspecting it's either all this jumping around I'm doing. Oh, you know what it is? I think I do know. Let's see what it said. But I think it's just because I'm jumping around. No, I feel the AC now. It's like, maybe it's not on. Nope, there it is. And where's the hole of justice? And whoop. There we go. Oh, it's looking so good. Oh, man. Musicians are weird. Maybe men in general. But, oh, I cannot wait to play. Okay, now I'm ready to record a comic book. I am ready for that. That is brilliant. I don't know why I got so excited over that. Ow! Don't cut your fret hand before you play. Yeah, this one. Woo! You can rip someone's eye out with this one. Golly. Does that show up at all easily? Yeah, I kind of gave up trying to blind hole it kind of thing. In a weird way, I feel like I could do a bra easier than this, because there's like 4 different entryways this thing has to slide through before it goes. But either way, it's a good day. And for this one, let's make sure it's at least 2. I don't want to go full 3 on it. It will become 3 once it tensions up, stretches, in that extra line. Okay. Give up, just turn the hole to an easier angle for yourself, brother. See? It's got a bite. It's got a bite. There we go. Hey. Boop. Voila. Ooh la la. We don't need it that heavy just yet. There, we're there. We're there. 2 strings left. And the daunting task is over. I think it looks good. Now, one of the things I like doing And people will make fun and so forth. Wow, this just came out of the pack. This pack might have just started gotten old. I don't know if you could see. Yeah, like there. Came out of the pack like that. But that's why I use certain things. And I'll give this one away. It should be obvious. I play .73s. It's kind of one thing I would say people who aren't musicians wouldn't notice. Like, we look at the color of your pick and we determine either the size of it or it's a custom pick. All fairness. All fairness. Oh, I did do one cool thing on this guitar that you really wouldn't know unless you looked at the back of it, sadly. But so the pick guard is white on the front, but on the back, that pick guard is black. I thought it'd be cool to change it up because typically they have it match whatever the pick guard is on the front. But I don't know. I thought the black looked good. I had the covers obviously for the pickups, so I just figured I'd incorporate all the pieces. Because, like, that has mint green pickup covers and a back plate. Or, wait, hold on. Yep. And I have the purple, tortoiseshell. Tortuga! La Tortuga. El Tortuga. Mesa. Um, Desert turtle, I guess I'm talking about. But, yeah, so that has the green pickguard on the back, the green pickup covers and knobs, and then with the purple. This has the white with the black knobs covers with the back plate. Once this is wired, I'll show you. But I was thinking about what else about this guitar I could share with you, other than how I wired it, I guess. Because you can wire these Strats a million different ways. It's kind of that exponent thing when you're in algebra and we're just playing with the calculator, 5 to the 79th power. Kind of thing. That's what you're looking at when it kind of comes to wiring these things. You can make it do a million different things. You can have these be volumes. You can have this be a volume, tone, tone. This could be a volume, volume, tone. There's multitudes of things. You could have it as like a volume, volume, right? And this volume controls these two, and this volume is that. Or reversed, where that volume's just this, and this volume does these two. Like, not just with Strats, but with any guitar specifically. The more knobs and stuff, you got all these combinations you can pretty much do. How are you coming out the back? See? Give me a bra. I got you. But man. Ooh, I might need to tighten that one up, actually. Well, it is the B string, so. Or universally B string in standard tuning, but yeah. They can have a couple extra wines. I'm not too mad about that. Oh, and the reason why I try to put as many, circles or binds or wrapping the string around the post or shipping mast or tie downs or whatever. The anchors, there we go. That's what I want to look at. Like, yeah, the footholds or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Having the smaller strings wrapped around a lot or whatever. It's just with the bigger strings you can bust out the truss bolt neck or a truss bolt in your neck. So you see that went around like 3 times. So we're good, and it's gonna look pretty good, I think. It'll straighten out. Yeah, like I said, I have to tighten a lot of this up, but I'm just stringing it real quick, showing the process. Everyone has their own way of doing it. I figured I promised I was going to show you new strings on this guitar, so that was the whole goal there. You gotta live by your word. That's all man has. It ain't money and love, but and with that, ha 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 ha, she is done. Amazing. So yeah, like I said, give me like 5-10 minutes, be back on to do a live stream. But I will show you what I was talking about. So like I said, with Glory, black covers, white pick guard. Did the black pick guard on the back, just to add to everything. And then of course, the maker's mark, my initials, and then Glory, because it was the first instrument, you know, that I got to buy really, since losing everything and then, you know, going like 4 years without an income. 4 years where I didn't get to be able to show who I really was, I guess. But either way, or side of myself hidden. But she's amazing. She sings so well. But yeah, new strings, freshly laid down. Hopefully that looks good. Try to do some good camera shot for you. Ooh. Nice. And with that, I'll be back on in a little bit. But peace and joy, love everyone. And always take care of the things you love in musical maintenance. And yeah, let's see how these strings sound here in just a second.